What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Friday, everybody. Okay, we have some really cool breaking news because this morning, as almost every Friday that I've done, I was part of the night shifts Doomer Friday, which usually has obviously Clint Weldon, who created the night shift, his producer, Xander Jones, who also has the wonderful show, The Dreamland Motel, and Mr. Dan Cleary, Mr. Tattoo Man from the hearings in November, who also has a wonderful podcast called Others from Another Mother. He's had the creator of the Project Blue Book series on History Channel. That's his most recent episode, which is really cool. I recommend you guys watch that. He also has a wonderful interview with Jeremy Corbell, and he's developed a good relationship with Corbell. And if you guys have been following these spaces, you know that Corbell has been an essential part in getting hearings to happen. He was essential in getting the hearing with David Grush to happen. He was essential in trying to get the hearing with Matthew Brown to happen, but other things happened and took place that did not allow for Matt to testify. Now he's also trying to get at least one of three firsthand witnesses who already recorded interviews with him and George Knapp. And I suspect that next week we're getting at least one of those interviews on Weaponized. And presumably one of those witnesses is going to be at the hearing. And Corbell claims that this witness is firsthand. I don't know if the person saw a craft in close proximity. Corbell recently alluded to that. Black triangle, possibly. I don't know if one of the other witnesses even handled biologics or touched the craft or stuff like that, you know. But Corbell has been moving along in the background. And Dan Cleary just gave us an exclusive on the night shift. And I just want to show you first what Representative Eric Burleson, who is working closely with David Grush, said about the hearings that are coming in September, because there was no SCIF briefing in July. They tried to get one, they couldn't. Now that it's August, on July 24th, Matt Laszlo at Ascopol spoke to Eric Burleson, and this is what he told him.
This week?
Any what?
Any one of the SCIF briefings this week? You couldn't get any of them lined up pre-August?
No, we didn't have anything lined up.
Yeah. Is that disappointing? Like, do you think in September we're going to see action, or?
I think that we're working towards having a good public hearing.
Yeah. Any idea who the witnesses might be?
I'm not going to list their names yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. That's from July 24th. And now we have confirmation that the hearings are locked in for September. We didn't get an exact date, but this is what Dan Cleary told us.
Corbell, Dan.
I did, and he responded.
Oh, wow.
He responded. So I asked him, can you share the document from the 70s about the craft heading towards Earth? I'd love to see it. And he said, I wish. I was exposed to it, but I did not obtain it. A couple more things. And then, then he gave me the date for the hearing, but I can't share it. But it is in early September, confirmed.
Oh, my God.
All right. So the hearing is on. Yeah, the hearing is on.
The hearing is on.
The hearing
Breaking
is
news.
on.
Hey.
Breaking news.
So, did you text Corbell,
again?
I did, and he responded.
Oh, wow.
He responded. So I asked him, can you share the document from the 70s about the craft heading towards Earth? I'd love to see it. And he said, I wish. I was exposed to it, but I did not obtain it. A couple more things. And then, then he gave me the date for the hearing, but I can't share it. But it is in early September, confirmed.
Oh, my God.
All right. So the hearing is on. Yeah, the hearing is on.
The hearing is on.
The hearing
Breaking
is
news.
on.
Hey, breaking news.
So-
Sorry for the excitement, but we were waiting for this confirmation and we finally got it. Nobody was certain that the hearing was even going to happen. And I can already kind of tell you what might go on from now until the start of September, which is when the hearing is presumably going to happen. I've already kind of teased a little bit of what's going on, but we have those interviews from Corbell. We have another interview from this guy, Roderick Castle. I think he already recorded his. He came first forward with Mr. Stephen Diener from Unidentified Alien Podcast. Diener described the type of encounter that Castle had, and Castle already put it on record. And that interview is going to come out sometime soon. I still don't know where or who interviewed him, but that's going to come out. And then I think that the witness, and this is just speculation, but the witness that Ivan Hanel talked about with Andy on that UFO podcast, I think that also may be already recorded as an interview. And Ivan Hanel described this witness as a businessman. He's not in the military. He claims that when Tim Phillips was talking about somebody who was briefing him about craft, he claims that it was the same guy, although Phillips said it was a contractor. It wasn't a contractor. It was just a businessman. And I think that this is also potentially another firsthand witness that is coming out with an interview. The issue here, and something that I've been meaning to talk to you guys about, is that these hearings can't have another mess like the ones in November. Because the hearing in November, although many liked seeing Lou and everything Schellenberger shared, they weren't really what were originally planned to be. Because Corbell was trying to get Matthew Brown on the hearings, but he was trying to be very conspicuous about it because he didn't want Matthew Brown to be ousted, his identity to be revealed. So he snuck in Matthew Brown as a cameraman, and then he got Matthew to brief a lot of people in Congress. That apparently did not have the effect that Jeremy Corbell expected. There are different versions. There's a version that claims that Matthew Brown was brought in very last minute, and there was already a plan to have the witnesses testify. So that's why he wasn't included. But Corbell kind of acted like there was some fuckery going on. And that's why Matthew Brown did not testify. And it was Michael Schellenberger. If you guys don't remember, Schellenberger spoke to Matthew Brown as well. It wasn't just Corbell. And Matthew Brown gave his testimony to both him and to Corbell. And Corbell recorded the interviews with him and all that. The issue here is that it depends on which firsthand whistleblower you're going to present, right? So there's a lot of people that believe the Michael Herrera case, for example, or the Jonathan Wygant case that UAP Gerb recently covered in his wonderful channel. And these guys have really, really outlandish stories that are really difficult to believe. And I grant you that. It's the first time I saw the testimony from Michael Herrera, I did not believe it. And right now, I still have my doubts. And I still think that he believes the story that he saw, of what he saw. But honestly, I think that if any of those craft are even remotely close to being some type of reverse engineered ARV, I don't think that the US government is willing to talk about classified aircraft in a hearing. So for that reason alone, I don't think that they will listen to what Michael Herrera has to say, because if that is really an ARV, that is classified information and they can't talk about that. And I suspect that that's the main reason why the Michael Herrera case has been shrouded in controversy over all this time, because it has to do with classified aircraft from the military. And no matter what you want to say about that, all of the organizations involved in these classified programs will not talk about that under oath at a hearing. That is not going to happen. What we are going to get, and I think we will get, is people in close proximity from other different military backgrounds that haven't been public yet, that haven't been under scrutiny, like the Michael Herrera case, for example. Those are the witnesses that have the most interest for people because they're new witnesses, they're not known, and they haven't been shrouded in controversy like Michael Herrera. That just makes his testimony more difficult to digest for members of Congress. Remember, members of Congress are worried all the time about the optics of everything. And if you have a testimony or a witness that wants to come forward that has just a little bit of controversy surrounding him, members of Congress are not going to listen to that testimony because of the optics. That's just how politicians operate. We can't really do anything about that. It's just how it works. So the people who come forward need to have a clean past, at least, and not known, and firsthand experience with craft, bodies, and whatever. It's great that we finally got those hearings locked in. We got it. So now let's see who comes forward. Let's see who's in the list. And let's see if people like Jeremy Corbell or George Knapp can get the best possible witnesses to testify. And let's see if the others who come forward too on other platforms have a compelling story to tell, because I think it's only fair that they also get a chance to testify, regardless of who brings them forward. I've told you about this before. I don't think there should be any competition at the top. If one person who's trying to get people on the record sees another witness and starts behaving like only their whistleblower is the one that should come forward, that's a mistake. The only reason why these witnesses probably shouldn't come forward and testify is because of the controversy surrounding them, like the Michael Herrera case. That one is already burned, I think. Even though I think that Michael Herrera believes that what happened to him really happened. He came public and with Dr. Stephen Greer, who we all know the reputation that he has in ufology, and that also played against him. And UAP Girl recently with Danny Jones talked about that, how there are a lot of these witnesses and whistleblowers who initially came forward with Greer and now are not so sure and even are no longer happy that they did that. They wish they would have done it through a different medium because of the stigma and reputation that Dr. Stephen Greer still has. And he does. That is something that it's inescapable at this point. So let's see who comes forward. This is the news. We got the hearings locked in for the start of September. No specific date yet, but I would guess in the first 10 days or so, we're getting the hearings confirmed, according to Jeremy Corbell. So let's get it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and who do you think could be the best option to be in front of Congress testifying under oath? Let me know. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us, and it is what helps us the most, so thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can become a member on YouTube, or you can support us through KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated, so thank you. One more thing, though. Jesse Michaels just released the trailer for his long-ass documentary about the Nazca tridactyl beings. It's coming out sometime this week. I will be covering it. It's a special type of coverage that I'm going to be doing. Once you see the episode, you'll see what I mean. And that's all I can tell you for now. But I'm going to leave the link to the trailer in the description so you can check it out. Jesse did a fantastic work with that episode. Let me know what you think. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Dan Cleary. Always. Bye.